Alrighty, team. Today I want to talk to you about the pay review process and sort of what to do and how to run a really effective pay review and really staff and performance review process. So fresh off a training call with our boardroom clients today, obviously, we're into July, so that it's quite topical at the moment. Like staff are kind of wanting to and starting to expect that, pay reviews, performance reviews and all sort of stuff are starting to happen in the new financial year. Obviously, it's completely up to you and how you run your business and when you do these types of things, but typically most businesses do this sort of thing in July because it's new financial year, new budgets have been set, etc., etc. The question from one of our amazing boardroomers was around how do you run the process properly to not only set up proper expectations with your staff around like the remuneration they're going to get, the pay rise, the bonus, and that sort of stuff, but also to kind of remove the whole, staff talk. And after a few beers, they're kind of chatting about, oh, what bonus did you get? Or what pay rise did you get? Oh, that's not fair. That's, all that kind of cultural stuff that happens, and how do you kind of mitigate that? So that's what I want to talk through in today's training. So I guess first things first, I think a lot of business owners shy away from this process because it's got money in it and it's got like culture and team performance and that sort of thing. But honestly, if you can get the performance review and the pay review process right, it does amazing things for your culture. And let me explain why. And so the process that I outlined with our boardroom clients today was like more transparency is better than none. And the premise behind that is that, so for example, if you're sitting down with a staff member and it's July and you're setting their goals for the next 12 months ahead, and hint, if you're not doing this, please start doing it, because most businesses don't. Actually, most businesses don't sit down with their staff and go, what are your goals ahead? Let's work out a plan to get you there, etc. So first things first is you want to have a really, really kind of structured performance review process in place. And so, for example, July, you're sitting down with your staff member and you're going, obviously you're reviewing their results from the previous year. But the main thing is, okay, what's the year ahead look like for you? Like, what kind of new skills do you want to build? What position would you like to move into? Is it from engineer to senior engineer or from designer to senior designer? And really working through a robust roadmap with your staff member in terms of, that's great. Okay, so you want to learn these skills, and how are you going to go about doing that? And what does that training look like? And who do you need to talk to on the team to get those skills? And like really building with them a robust 12-month plan for their career progression. And so then what you can do is go, okay, great. This has been a fantastic discussion. Let's now look at the pay review process. And so we've just gone through a whole bunch of stuff, and you've said that in 12 months' time, you want to have achieved these 5 things. So maybe it's, you've built your skill set in this area. You've achieved, like maybe someone's going for their RPEQ or getting their CPNs, or maybe someone's going to take on some project management or working with clients. It doesn't matter, but it's the staff member has to be involved in that process. They have to be engaged in the process, and it has to mean something to them in terms of, yeah, great, like I'm excited. These are the skills that I really want to build in the next 12 months. And so you can sit with them and go, awesome. All right. So there's kind of like 5 things here that you really want to achieve in the next 12 months. And they're like, yep, these are the 5 things that I really want to achieve in the next 12 months. And okay, here's our game plan. So you've worked out a bit of a game plan in terms of like the action that you're going to take and the things that you're going to do. And remember, you as the business owner, it is not your responsibility to run your staff's career progression. It is up to them. It is about, you're the facilitator, you're the business owner, you're paying their salary, and they're obviously, you want them to progress their career, because the more valuable or the more skills they learn, the more valuable they become to you and your team and your business. But it's up to them. They have to have that want and that desire and that drive to go, yeah, they're the 5 things that I want to achieve. This is my game plan. I've broken it down into quarters. These are the things that I'm going to do to get there. They have to own it. You can't keep pushing it. They have to be proactive and push that themselves. So then you can go, that's awesome. I love that. So based on what level you're at in the business now, and these 5 things or these 10 things that you're going to achieve in the next 12 months, I'd be really happy to offer you a 10 grand pay rise or a 20 grand pay rise. If you achieve those 5 things, you would go from 120K a year to 130K a year. Does that sound reasonable to you? So this is the transparent part of the process. See, a lot of people, they get to the pay review process or the pay review time, and they're like, I don't know how I got a 5 grand pay rise, and why did I get 5 grand and Brad over there got 15 and he's rubbish at his job. Like, this is the transparent piece that most business owners get wrong, which is tie the stuff that they're excited to a monetary outcome. So, okay, if you do those 5 things, I'm very happy to contribute an extra 15 grand in pay rise. Does that sound okay? And at that point, you can negotiate. Oh no, I think that's worth 30. Or let's have a chat about that. If you get those 5 things, 30, I can't make the business work on that, because I still can't charge you out at more because you haven't got to that next level. So it's at that point that you can have those discussions and help them see that, okay, 10 or 15 or whatever you come up with is fair and reasonable for those extra skill sets and the extra skills and ability that they bring to your business. So you're like, okay, cool, an extra 15. So then it is very, very clear. Your staff member leaves that performance review going, I know that if I do these 5 things or these 10 things and tick them off my list, that I am guaranteed an X percentage pay rise. And so then it is very, very transparent. They know what they need to do. You know what you need to do. It's a very, very transparent process. And so I find the more that you can talk to your staff about that and get them involved and get them engaged in the process, the more it's very, like when it comes to performance reviews, it's just basically, how did you go? Side note, do not catch up with your staff once a year. That is awful. So you should be booking in at least 6 monthly reviews on how they're going. Quarterly is better. And then I encourage all of my clients to do what's called six weekly, just one-to-one catch-ups. Walk and talk, let's grab a coffee, let's walk around the block for 20 minutes or 30 minutes, catch up, see how you're going. So 6 weekly kind of walk and talks with a coffee. Quarterly catch-ups is best. 6 monthlies, okay, because that way that you're fostering them to kind of continue their learning and development. Once a year is just woeful. You shouldn't be catching up with your staff once a year. And that's why we talk about rungs in the business. As your business grows, you want to empower people in team leadership roles to be then running the performance reviews with the staff. You shouldn't be running the performance reviews with 40 of your staff. You should be running 40 performance reviews with the 5 or 6 team leaders that you have, and then those team leaders are responsible for the performance reviews. And yes, those team leaders, as your business grows, should be responsible for sitting down with your staff and going, if you can achieve X, Y, and Z, then yes, you're going to get this pay rise. Obviously, they have to talk to you before they go into those meetings, that sort of stuff. That's a different discussion. So if you can really make it super clear to your staff member what they need to do from a performance point of view, and that's tied to a monetary outcome, then it's super clear. Then your performance reviews each year are going, how did you go? Did you do those 5 things? Cool, your 15 grand pay rise is in the post. No, you only did 3. Okay, well then it's not going to be 15, it's going to be 7.5, or it's going to be 10. Then it's very, very clear what they're being measured against. So that is how you run the pay review process. More transparency is better than less. And make sure that your staff are super clear on what they need to do to get the pay rise that they want. And that way it's completely onto them. Well, you didn't do those 5 things, so I'm sorry, I can't give you that pay rise. So then it's on to them. Make them accountable, but you have to set up the container and the space for them to be accountable within. So team, I hope this helped. If you want to keep doing this journey on your own, we have heaps of free resources for you to keep building your business on your own. But if you'd like some help building your business, surrounding yourself with an amazing community of like-minded business owners, love to invite you to join our boardroom coaching program. So if that's you, you'd like some help growing your business, just comment the word boardroom below or send me a message or an email with the word boardroom, and let's have a chat about how I can help you build your business faster. Have an awesome day.